Welcome back to another LED torch review. Today I have the Rofis G01 weapon LED light in for testing. This was supplied by Rofis, but I'll go through the product and give you an idea of how it operates. I've laid everything out on the desk here so you can see all of the included items with this. Starting on the front of the packaging, we have a CREE XPG to S3 at 600 lumens. The side there just gives you some product shots. And here we have the power output and the distance, 136 meters. And notice the candela rating as well. On the back section, there is actually a typo here. It says up to 900 lumens, it's 600. But it does go through some of the other areas. Up to a runtime of about 4.5 hours. It's IPX6 rated as well. You get an included warranty card, so you can fill that out, a 5-year warranty on this. Looking through the manual, it's a bit easier to follow this than most of the manuals, purely because you have a single power output and a strobe mode, and you'll see them listed here. Do pay attention to the fact that if you're using rechargeable battery, you'll get slightly higher output, the 600, and you'll get a slightly lower output if you're using a CR123A non-rechargeable cell. That drops to about 510. So it's really a trade-off whether you need to recharge the cell or you want longer run times. You have the option to do that, and that runs through the installation and operation. You have an Allen key. There's a bolt here with the hex on the top and a spare O-ring. Looking at the light itself, as it's designed for a weapon, you'll notice the slimmer profile. You can get add-on torches, mounts to put a normal torch on a weapon, but this is custom designed to be used just for that. You also get a second rail underneath, so you don't actually lose the rail once you've installed the light on the weapon rail. Showing you some of the measurements here, you can see it's just under 3 inches, and this is the size of the rail. These are all listed out in the spec. It's just to give you a better idea visually, and in terms of the depth, you can see here 4 centimeters, and the light sticks out about 3 centimeters, and 4 centimeters measurement on the height. So it's a slim profile designed to not protrude too much from the weapon itself, which obviously is going to be important if you are using it for this, and you could take it off and use it for other things, but obviously it's primarily designed to be used as a weapon light. Unscrewing the back, we have square cut threads, so that should give some better endurance. You also see the protector there just covering the cell. I have included a Panasonic lithium non-rechargeable cell with this in the pack that I got. Shot inside, you'll see a single contact point, so there's one single spring with this light. You can see the spring here. Build overall feels very nice. It's a very solid piece of aluminium. It's heat treated just as the normal torches are, and we have a smooth reflector and moderate depth on that, so we're expecting a bit of throw and a bit of beam spread. Now, because of where I live, it's pretty much impossible to get hold of a real firearm. Legally, I'm using a plastic BB gun, but it does have the style of a Glock automatic pistol. You can see it does have a Picatinny rail on the bottom, which is what this is designed to fit. Attaching this, you just slide it on. I'm going to be a bit more careful with this because it's plastic, and real gun would obviously be metal. And then you can insert the bolt and tighten it up. It's threaded on the other side. So you can just use the hex key or Allen key to tighten that up. How far you want to push that down is up to yourself. I'm being a bit cautious here because it's plastic. You could push it down further. Operation is very simple. A single press, just under half a second, will give you a momentary on, and if you hold it in slightly longer, it's on, and another press will give you the strobe mode, and a longer press turns it off. It always goes back to the normal light mode, even if you're in strobe mode, and turn it off. Quick shot showing you it with the attached to the rail here. You can see it does stick out a bit, but I could push that in a bit further so it would be level with the muzzle of the gun. And a shot on the other side, you can see the profile of the light. So this is really designed not to get in the way. This is rated to IPX6, which is powerful water jets. I did submerge it briefly in water and it survived that too, but it's not really designed to be submersed up to 2 meters like some of the lights that I've used, but I don't really see that as a problem with this type of light. Look at the beam shot, you can see a target sort of concentration in the middle, but it does spread out quite a bit. Outside shot, you can see the beam pattern at a distance of around about 90-100 foot. So you get a good illumination in the middle, but it does give you some peripheral illumination. You'll see that a bit more up close. Here we can see the hot spot in the middle, but it does spread out quite a decent amount, so you can see the edges better than some of the focus torch. So really it's a sort of a mixed beam pattern with this torch. You have a bit of focus and you have a bit of spread as well. Just running it around different directions to give you a look at the pattern. We're on to the momentary on. This is the telephoto test that I do on the tree, good illumination on that. And again, the second telephoto test. I repeat these tests with all of the torches so you can see how they look and how they differ. Slightly closer up, wide angle shot. And I'm doing an exterior beam shot at a further distance of about 10-12 foot. You can see it's spreading out a bit more, and we'll show you that looking at the top of the roof. You can see I have no problems at all illuminating that. And you can also see the spread around the edges as well. Another quick shot whilst I saw the cats playing outside. They decided to have a confrontation of types. They all seem quite interested in this torch for some reasons. They're not usually interested, but sometimes they are. And here we are just looking down the side of the house. So it illuminates that corridor area quite well onto the strobe. Whilst I show you some more beam shots outside, first thing you should note is I don't have a lot of firearms experience. I have very little, so I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for in a weapon light. This does seem to have a good power output, certainly if I compare it to the other torches that I've used. Rofis is saying that this has a further range and a higher lumen output. It's certainly right up there in the 600 lumens mark if I compare it to the other torches that I've used. And I'm assuming that the beam pattern is going to be ideal for this type of light. You can see here in the distance that building is quite some distance away, yet it lights it up quite nicely. I can clearly see that without any problems at all. So if you have any feedback and ideas on weapon lights, then do leave a comment below, because I do pass that information back on to the makers. So if there's something that you're looking for in terms of the functionality and design, then I can pass that back on to them. I think that's quite important. It's not just about unboxing a product or doing a review on a product. Obviously we all want products which suit our own particular needs the best, and most of the makers that I talk to are keen to get that information. There is one possible area that I might consider, and that is the fact that you have to unscrew the back to change the battery. I'm not sure whether it would make more sense to be able to unscrew the front of the light, so you won't have to remove it from the weapon, but that's something you can tell me whether or not that's a feature that you're looking for. In terms of the build quality, water resistance and power output, I'm quite impressed with the torch. But do leave some feedback for me on this and let me know what you're thinking, and don't forget to subscribe, where I'll be looking at more torches and other products in the future, and I will see you in the next video.